Hi everyone, Miss Manager here. So I just want to quickly go over the do now and then talk about some key features of exponential and logarithmic functions. So hopefully you guys were able to complete part A and B just by plugging in x values and then computing what you get for y. So just check your answers. Hopefully you got those right. And now I just want to talk about part C. So you were supposed to graph and label f of x and the inverse function. So part D says describe how the two graphs are related. So just by looking at it, and if you recall what we did in the previous unit of functions, the inverse function is just a reflection over the line y equals x. So now, looking at the graph, what type of graph does the inverse function represent? So if we know that f of x is an exponential function, then the inverse function represents a logarithmic function, okay? And then we're just asking you to state the domain and range of the function and the inverse function. So hopefully just by looking at it, you guys can see what the domain and range is and check your answers, and hopefully you got those right. So now if you look down at the key features of exponential functions. So when we write exponential functions, they're going to be written in that, or let me just box it in this form: b to the y equals x, where b is the base, and if you look at the little bullet points, base is greater than 0 and not 1. So if the base is 0, everything is just going to be equal to 0. And then if the base is 1, everything is just going to be equal to 1. So the base is going to be greater than 0 and not equal to 1. And if the base is negative, then your answer is going to be imaginary, and we're not going to be working with that right now. Okay? And then also another key feature is the exponent can be any real number. Okay? So now let's look at key features of logarithmic functions. So the general format is going to be log base b of x equals y, where again the base is going to be greater than 0 and not equal to 1, and then that x value is also going to be greater than 0. Okay, and if you look over here, your x value is your argument, your b is your base, similar to exponential functions, b is base, and y is the logarithm. Okay, so we're going to be using those general formats for our functions. So now take some time and look at the next video and follow along with those directions.